So, alright, so before I start this video, I'm just gonna warn y'all, this is gonna be a very angry video. Like, I am gonna say a lot of things about Persona fans in this video, and I'm not gonna hold back. So, you've been warned. I'm just gonna say that right at the bat, because I have been holding my tongue on saying the things that I'm about to say for like a month. And I officially just don't give a fuck anymore. So, yeah, so for those who somehow missed it, Atlus at the Xbox Game Showcase, which was only about like 2 hours ago at the time of me filming this, or recording this. I'm not technically filming if I'm not in front of a camera. It's been about 2 hours since then, as of me recording this, and people, okay, so it has been 2 hours, and people are already bitching. Like, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. People are already bitching about this. And I don't even know what to say about that. Like, I don't even know what I can say about that isn't already like immediately obvious. So, okay, let's go back a little bit. So, the Persona 4 remake is something that has been in discussion for a while. It has been, it's basically been like it's been one of the most major talking points within the fandom for, I'd say, the last 2 months. Because there's been a lot of stuff coming out. P4re.jp got registered, and then like a bunch of other stuff was coming out, and then Johnny Young Bosch made that tweet where he said, "Oh, I'm ready for a Persona 4 remake," and then like a week ago, Yuri Lowenthal came out and said he wasn't coming back, and then the next day, Aaron Fitzgerald came out and said the same thing, and the next day, Amanda Wynn Lee came out and said the same thing, and at that point, I was half expecting either Troy Baker or Matthew Mercer to come out the next day and say something. That's how fucking perfect this was looking. And basically, people have been treating this like it's confirmed for 2 months, basically, already. And during that time, before I made, like, my Persona 5's Forgotten Fantasy video, like the first video I've made since September, before I made that video, I was initially actually going to make a video talking about this and talking about, talking about this Persona 4 remake rumor and why I didn't think it was going to happen. How I didn't think that it was going to be announced at the Xbox Games Showcase, and I sure as hell did not think it was coming out this year. Because that is genuinely something that I saw certain YouTubers, who I will not name, pushing. I saw a lot of them pushing that agenda, and I just knew that wasn't going to happen. Now, obviously, part of the... and I never released this video. Part of what I said in the unreleased video was proven wrong. Because yes, they did announce it at the Xbox Games Showcase. But aside from that, I stick by every fucking word I said in that video. Because the trailer that we just got proves everything I say in that video right. So, to cut a long story short, basically what I said in that video was that basically it hasn't been long enough since Reload for there to even be a Persona 4 remake yet. Because I made the point that Persona 3 Reload's DLC, The Answer, the episode I guess DLC, only came out in September. That's roughly, what, about 9 months? 9-10 months since then? And Reload took 5 years to make. There was no chance in hell of this game being ready for this year. And you could make the argument that since they have Reload to use as a blueprint, that could help make the game quicker. And you know, yeah, that is entirely true. The development for a Persona 4 remake probably wouldn't be as long. I do agree with that, but it wouldn't be 1 year. That's ludicrous. Like, bare minimum, it would be 2 years. That's how long it took to make the original Persona 4. But also, that was a PlayStation 2 game, so that's entirely different. So, despite all of that, and despite all of the logic pointing to this game not being anywhere close to being ready, now people have the fucking gall to bitch about this trailer not showing enough, or not living up to the hype, or not looking good enough, when, first off, what hype all of this hype was built up by people believing rumors. Atlus has not teased this themselves at all, like one bit. And two, if you actually used your fucking brain, which I'm convinced at this point Persona fans just don't know how to do, that or they just don't have brains, that's entirely possible, you would know that there was no way we were going to get any more than what we got. Now, look, full transparency, what did I think of the trailer? I think the environmental shots look really good. And also, for the fucking record, people that are saying, oh, I didn't even recognize that it was Persona 4, that's how bad it looks. I knew it was Persona 4 from the second I saw the fucking trailer. Like, if you're just being a dickhead at that point. But I think all the environmental shots look really good. The only part of the trailer that I think doesn't look as good is the actual, like, what, maybe 10 seconds of gameplay they give us of you walking out of the shrine and down through the fucking Inaba shopping district. That is the only part that I think looks kind of dodgy. Now look, don't get me wrong, the lighting and like the environment itself, outside of a few textures looking a bit weird, looks really nice. Honestly, I think the weirdest part is just Narukami himself. Like, his model, I can't tell what's up with it, but it looks kind of weird, and his running animation is sort of weird as well. Like, it's not great, and people have pointed out that there's nobody actually in the town. But like, guys, what were you expecting? It hasn't been long enough for them to have made enough progress. Like, people are saying, oh, it doesn't show nearly as much as the Persona 3 Reload show did. And I'm like, that's because Reload had been in development for like 3.5, 4 years by the time they showed that trailer. This game hasn't even been in development for a year, most likely. Or at maximum, it has been a year. We're lucky to even get what the fuck we got. I wouldn't have put it past... I honestly wouldn't have been too mad had they just done a Persona 5 type trailer where they just announce it's happening and don't actually show any in-game visuals. Because honestly, and I think they would have been better doing that, honestly, because, and this is probably going to be a controversial opinion, they should not have released this trailer. This game is clearly too early in development to be showing off. And this is something that Atlus used to do a lot. They would announce a game way before it was ready, and then only a few years after the initial announcement do we actually start to see stuff about the game. Some examples are Persona 5 and SMT 5. Those games got like just announcement trailers, didn't really tell us anything about the game other than that they were happening, and then we didn't hear about them for years. And then by the time they came out, it was basically a meme. And this is something Atlus, ever since Soul Hackers 2, Atlus has gotten a lot better with. They only announce a game once they have a release window. Now Atlus is falling back to their old fucking... Now Atlus is falling back to their old fucking habits. We don't get a whole lot of gameplay in the trailer. We don't get a release date. Nothing. It's just the same old bullshit. And God knows how long we're going to be waiting for this game. Like, we don't get a release date here. I do not think this game is coming out this year. It's definitely not coming out this year. And I don't even think this game is coming out next year. I'm going to be real. I think this game is a while off. Like, genuinely. Like, people are saying, oh, Persona 4 remake before Persona 6. Dude, I don't even fucking know. Honestly, I would not be surprised if later in the year they show a trailer for Persona 6 and it's announced to be coming out next year. That would not surprise me. I would not write off Persona 6 coming out before this yet. Just based on the timeline of events and what we see in this trailer, I still think it's entirely possible that we see Persona 6 before this. Genuinely, I think they jumped the gun way too much with this. And you know what? I blame the goddamn fans, because they have done nothing but bitch about this. They essentially bitched at Atlus until they announced it, and then once they showed it off way too early, I'm not saying they did it at the fans' request necessarily, but once they did that, then they have the gall to bitch because it wasn't ready to be shown off. Like, y'all really don't know what you want. Like, and I hate it so much. And I think what pisses me off even more is that this is really telling as of recently with the way the Megaten fanbase has been acting. Because people are saying, oh, it doesn't have the dark and dire atmosphere of the original. And like, look, to be clear, this is not a new thing. People have been arguing about this pretty much ever since Persona 4 Golden came out. But I honestly just think Megaten fans hate color. I think they just hate things being bright because people bitched about Reload, people bitched about Raido when that was first announced, and with Raido it's a little more understandable because that's more of a remaster than a remake, and the color palette kind of fit the kind of fit the time period, whatever. But like people were saying it looked like garbage. It does not look like garbage. It just doesn't look like the original. Like in a YouTube video, I'm again not gonna name who the video was by, but I saw in a YouTube comment section someone called Persona 3 Reload artistic erasure. And like, dude, at that point, why should I even take this fan base seriously? Like, if people are honest to God so up their own ass that they are going to call something artistic erasure just because it's not exactly like the original, then you're not even worth listening to at that point. Because if you don't want a new team remaking an old game to put their own stamp on it, you just want it to be the original again, then yeah, I don't think I have to explain why that's dumb. I've said this before, but and I know I'm sort of talking about Reload a little bit more now, but this all applies to Persona 4 fucking Revival. I almost forgot the fucking title there. This all applies to this game as well. Is that people just want the original again. And in my opinion, if Reload had just been the original, but like slightly prettier, then it wouldn't have been. Then people call Reload soulless. I think that would have made Reload soulless because it would have just been people basically copy and pasting homework. That's pretty much what it is. It's just copying homework. That's all it really is. But Atlus fans don't want people to put these new developers to put their own spin on things. They just want Atlus to regurgitate the same fucking bullshit that they've been playing. Because Atlus fans think they're on some fucking pedestal of artistic integrity and all this fucking bullshit. And the worst thing is, this spreads to all the fucking Atlus content creators as well. And it's as a result, I don't really watch that many Atlus content creators anymore because it's all the same regurgitated bullshit. And I can't anymore. I've been holding all this in for months. I hate this fan base so much. So, I don't know, man. Personally, I still have hope for this remake. I just think that Atlus fans, or I stop saying Atlus fans, Mega 10 fans, and especially Persona fans, need to sit back and realize that, like, they need to sit back and realize that you can't just take everything. I don't even know how to put this. Because it's like, so much of this is just like common sense. So much of it is common sense. It's like talking to a toddler. It's ridiculous. So, I don't know, whatever. To give my final thoughts, I think, yes, the trailer doesn't look great, but it doesn't look bad either. I see a lot of potential in it. But I think, well, first of all, in the trailer, they actually have in the bottom right corner that it says that it's early footage. It says that in the trailer, just for the fucking record. But also, like, the fact that they just use the original music instead of any remixed music, which I think they are probably going to remix the music again. Like, all of that just points to this game is still a long ways off. So, I'm going to reserve judgment until we see a more complete build. I'm going to be 100% real. But anyway, hopefully you guys didn't mind my little rant there, just about the Atlus fan base. That was just something I've been holding in for a while. And if you happen to feel the same way, then what I'm trying to do with my channel is I'm trying to create a place where Atlus fans can feel I'm going to say Atlus fans because I do want to cover more than just Persona and Mega 10. I wanted to cover Metaphor when it came out, but there was just so much going on at that time, both in like Atlus stuff, just gaming stuff in general, along with in my personal life, that I just couldn't get it out. But I do want to cover more Atlus, and I want to create a place where Atlus fans, Mega 10 fans can feel safe from judgment, because like all of this like gatekeeping and like talking down to people and like this elitism bullshit, it is not safe for this community, and it is not safe for the people in this community that are just here to have fun. So if you're someone that feels that way, then yeah, maybe my channel, this is going up on the second channel, but maybe my channel's the right place for you. But that's all I'll say on that subject. But anyway, I guess let me know what your thoughts on the remake are in the comments. I guess. I don't know, dude. Whatever. Bye.